G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I'm the Ginger Ninja and these are my movie reviews. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by and checking it out. It is truly appreciated. And before we get into the movie, I do want to say a big thank you to all my new and existing subscribers. I know every time I do one of these, I say the same thing, but honestly, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate all your support. Now to the movie. We are looking at the 2024 film Dead Sea, also known as Flycatcher. Yeah, anyway, the film was directed by philvolken and stars isabelgravitt, genneyawalton, Koa Tom, Dean Cameron, garrettwareing, and alexanderwraith. The plot. Stranded in the open sea after a fatal accident, a young woman and her two friends are rescued by a fishing vessel's captain, unaware the ship harbors a chilling secret. Oh boy. So look, when I saw the trailer for this one, it grabbed me straight away. Like, I got Hostel vibes, but Hostel on the open water vibes. So yeah. And I mean, one of the things being on the open water, that's one of the scariest places to be trapped, because where are you going to go? So before we get into the film, I'm going to say a big thank you to Peter Walkden over at Walkden Entertainment for providing me this film to review. Thank you very much. I will pop his details down in the description below. Make sure you check out his Instagram and also his YouTube channel. Great guy, great movies. The guy's an absolute movie fanatic. Like, seriously, puts my collection to shame. Anyway, enough about that. Let's dive into Dead Sea.
Like big bushy, DJ Ninja on the prowl, smacking on pretenders with a salty caramel growl. 60-second flicks, reviews hotter than the sun. Short master underwater battles never done. Vodka shot, steady hand, cold as ice. Critics in the crosshairs, he don't think twice. Movie scenes dissected, sliced with precision. Beard game strong, legendary vision. DJ Ninja, bare royal pristine. Voice flashing waves, no denying he's a king. Salted caramel lessons, leaves him in awe. Movie review, assassin laying down law. DJ Ninja, bare royal pristine. Voice slicing waves, no denying he's the king. Salted caramel essence, leaves him in awe. Movie review, assassin laying down law. Bare oil black, ready for the fight. Where the sharks afflicts, he conquers the night. From silver screens to ocean depths below, Ninja Ninja reigns, that's all you gotta know. Bare oil stash glistening in the light. Mixed vodka with knowledge crafting in sight. Shark fin haters, they scatter per sight. Ninja Ninja's wisdom, looking dynamite. Legends we crafted from tales people tell. Salted caramel dreams, see the vodka infused shell. 60 seconds flat, analyzing with flair. Ninja Ninja forever, ain't nobody compare.
So diving straight in with the cast, and we've got isabelgravitt. She takes on the lead role of Kaya, the film's central protagonist, and she delivers a solid performance, and bringing a very natural vulnerability, but also a hidden strength to the role. I feel her best moments came in the second half of the film, where she is forced to tap into her survival instincts. You know, she sells a desperation and fear really well, and this is particular in scenes where she silently processes the escalating danger around her. And this is one thing I do need to mention, is certain scenes there is a lack of dialogue, which that actually puts the emphasis on the physical performances that these actors have to deliver, and she does it really well. Dean Cameron, he does what he can with the role of Doctor. I don't know if he was given an actual name, but I know in IMDb he does have a name, Dr. Curtis, I think. But anyway, Doctor. He brings a quiet, unnerving quality to the character, and his interactions with Kai suggest there is something far more sinister than what the film actually or ultimately explores. But his delivery is very controlled, and there is a certain level of creepiness to the way he carries himself, particularly on scenes where he's about to operate. Yeah. Now, I actually felt the standout performance was Alexanderwraith as the ship's captain. He's got this physical presence about him and a subtle menace in his line deliveries. There are moments where he hints at something darker just lurking below the surface. But the script doesn't really give him the kind of depth that's required to explore that. It doesn't give you the opportunity to really do it. And it kind of lacks a unpredictable, volatile energy that could have made him a standout horror villain. So moving on to the directing and writing, and philvolken's direction aims for a very claustrophobic survival horror atmosphere, but I felt it struggled to maintain tension throughout. The pacing is slightly uneven, with moments of suspense and is punctuated by dialogue that fails to build engagement between the characters and therefore fails to draw you into their plight. Some scenes successfully create a sense of dread really well, particularly at the start when they first get onto, Captain Ray's fishing trawler. But then they're undercut with predictable beats and lackluster execution. As both writer and director, Vulcan has crafted a premise that initially holds a lot of promise, but unfortunately it stumbles in its execution. The characters, probably excluding Kaya, who we do get some backstory about her brother and father and her deceased mother, are written in somewhat a minimal fashion. And this minimal development makes it difficult for the audience to really invest in their survival. You've got nothing to cling to hope they make it through, apart from their friendship. And even then, that's a struggle because really only two of them are friends. The other two, they're just people they met that day, really. Well, that's what it felt like to me. Captain Ray, pretty sure that's his name, Captain Ray, and Dr. Curtis, they're the film's central antagonists. And Captain Ray particularly has moments of menace, but his motivation and personality remain surface level. We don't see why he's doing this. We don't know how he was doing it. It's a matter of it is just there, and this is what's been happening for seemingly a long time. The doctor, Dr. Curtis, he's got very sinister implications in his role, but it's underutilized and it never really reaches its full potential. So now on to the effects. And look, the practical effects and makeup work are fine, but they're unremarkable. The film shies away from graphic depictions of violence, relying on quick cuts or off-screen implications, which I felt took away from the actual horror of the movie. I mentioned, I got really a lot of hostile vibes from this. And yeah, if those hostile vibes continued in the effects, wow, this would have been a gruesome film. However, this may have been a stylistic choice by the director, but I felt it lessened the impact of some of the more terrifying moments. Now on to rewatchability. And look, at a brisk 88 minutes, this is a very easy film to watch. It has moments of greatness in all aspects, but it also does have some shortcomings, which do detract from the overall flow of the film. So will I rewatch this one? Maybe. If I'm in the mood for some oceanic human horror, I'll definitely rewatch it. And if you're looking to pair this with a movie, you can't go wrong with Dead Sea, Dead Calm. Great double feature. So, final verdict. Now, while the film is enjoyable and is certainly watchable, especially for fans of survival thrillers, it unfortunately lacks in intensity and some originality needed to make it stand out. You know, with some stronger characters and more backstory on a few of them, particularly our protagonists, this would have really, really hit the mark there. You know, an extra 20 minutes diving into the backstories of those, amazing. Would have really just opened the world up more as to why they're doing, how they're doing it, how long. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's what I needed out of this film to really, really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it, but I just felt there are certain parts of it which could have been better. If that had been done, I feel this would have been a far more memorable and a more unsettling experience. Overall, for a score, Dead Sea gets a 6.5 out of 10. There you have it. That is my review of Dead Sea. Again, I do want to say thank you to Peter Walkton over at Walkton Intent for providing me this film. It was one that once I saw the trailer, I was really keen to check this one out. I'm glad I did because I did enjoy it. Like I said, there's just a few things that I feel could have taken it to the next level. But either way, I'm very glad I got to watch this one, so thank you. Anyway, enough dribbling on. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. Be much appreciated. And of course, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Definitely appreciate it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye. So swimming.
Smacking on pretenders with a salty caramel brow. 60-second flicks, reviews hotter than the sun. Sword master, underwater battles never done. Vodka shot, steady hand, cold as ice. Critics in the crosshairs, he don't think twice. Movie scenes dissected.